I'm Carol, and I'm the founder and director of the All Night Cafe in Camberley.
My name is Ash.
I'm Carly, I'm one of the cafe managers. I've been here for 4 years now.
It's interesting because today is our 4th anniversary, so we started on the 3rd of November 2015.
I had a family of my own and things like that. And much like I think a lot of the people in here, things go pear-shaped when you least expect it.
There's a possibility we may have to find a new home.
Where are they going to go? Because there isn't another project around this area that provides a 7-night-a-week service for free.
You know, when you say go above and beyond, I think Carol and her team kind of supersede that.
Our motto is no one should be hungry and no one should be homeless.
This is a story of an all-night cafe in Camberley, an amazing place where Carol and her team go above and beyond to help people in need.
And I'm the founder and director of the All Night Cafe in Camberley. It's interesting because today is our 4th anniversary, so we started on the 3rd of November 2015, so it's a bit of a celebration. And when we started, it was meant to be probably for about 4 or 5 months maximum. And the reason I started it is I've been doing outreach in the local area and sort of London and so on, and knew at the time locally there were about 23 street homeless people that live locally, well not live locally but were in tents and in the woods and so on. And I asked the Scouts leader Simon if I could use the building. He said yes. First 2 customers were Andy and Anthony, and it went from there. And so within the first 6 months we had something like about 30 odd customers a night, and probably about 40 odd visitors coming to eat with us, and it sort of went from there. So now we have a team of about 60-70 volunteers, and that's stuff behind the scenes, and as well as doing things like the food outreach, we have to wash all the sleeping bags, customers' clothes, all the pickups of the food waste and redistribution. So it's quite a big operation. And obviously the side which is here, which is where people come and eat and people stay over.
And, you know, the people that come in and out here sometimes are not someone you take home to introduce to your family. You know, they have stories and pasts of their own, but everybody's equally accepted here. You know, we become family here because we all share the same kind of problem, which is homelessness. You know, homelessness can come from many things, can't it? It can come from financial poverty, it can come from substance misuse, it can come from abuse, it can come from many places. And I think, you know, an awareness needs to be raised more. You know, more needs to be done for those that are out there, because not all of those on the street or homeless or in need, if you want to call it that. You know, some people aren't actually on the street. They just can't afford to look after their families anymore. You know, or that it's imperative that places like this are recognised and supported.
The All Night Cafe shift around 140 tonnes of food waste in distribution a year. They don't just excel under the roof of the Scout Hut, they also supersede this and travel around the local area to transform people's lives that are struggling to provide for their families.
I'm one of the cafe managers. I've been here for 4 years now. I saw a post on a local Facebook group about a homeless person. I didn't realise there was a homeless issue in Surrey Heath. Found out about the project and came along and have been here ever since, and obviously progressed to become a manager. What I do a lot of is food outreach for families where they've got a home but they're struggling to feed their families. So with all the food waste that we get from different supermarkets, Marks and Spencer's, Nando's, Tesco's, Waitrose, I replenish it and put it into boxes and go and deliver it to families. And at Christmas we obviously get a lot of food waste, so we will go to places that we know, blocks of flats where people don't have a lot, and just knock on their doors.
And that time when that family didn't have no turkey.
Yeah,
They didn't even have a turkey, did they? Didn't even have a turkey, and we gave them a turkey, and she cried at the door, didn't she? Because she could give her children a Christmas dinner because we gave her a turkey.
Just things like fruit, for instance, that we take every day, and I give it to children and they're like, what is this? And it's like, it's a strawberry, and they may never have seen a strawberry, you know, so it's quite rewarding to do things like that.
From major supermarket chains, Greggs, Nando's and KFC. So we get a lot of requests from local families that don't have much. So a guy called Ash has just come in, and we're doing some meat, and we'll do some fresh stuff and bits and pieces for him.
Yeah. We get in loads of deliveries of products like tins and packets of things, and we need to put the dates on them to say when they're going to run out of date. And then at the moment I'm just organising it all, because it's a lot easier if you have everything in its place, so you can just grab it when you need it for cooking all the meals for the homeless people.
Each day, the All Night Cafe welcomes sometimes over 30 plus people from a variety of ages and backgrounds. The more they attend the cafe, the more the volunteers learn about their lives and their story. The All Night Cafe encourages people to share their stories with others to create a bond they didn't know existed.
I met Carol. She's the boss here, and in the park with her dogs. And I was playing the guitar, a bit of a busker, I suppose. Well, praising the Lord on the guitar, and she said, "Oh, hello, what are you doing?" So I just told her what I was doing. And since then, I found out looked on the internet, found out about the All Night Cafe, and I thought, that's strange in a scout hut. But it looked so big on the internet, and so I thought, oh, I'll that's really interesting. And a couple of my friends, we meet on Sundays and we go around different places and do different things. And I live in Farnborough, and there are a lot of homeless people. And it's on my heart quite a lot about being able to do something to help them. Feel so helpless, really. Try and talk to people and like that. So coming along, the first time we came along, it was really good, because just like you've been here today, just taking in the atmosphere. I remember the first time I came here, it was amazing, because everybody sort of made me welcome. I knew Carol, I don't think she was here when I came, and just sat and talked, had a cup of tea and talked to people. And then at the end, someone discreetly took me aside and said, "Look, I hope you don't mind me asking, but have you got a bed? Do you want a bed for the night?" And I said, "No, I'm okay, thanks." And I thought that was really good, really tactful, sensitive. Had a meal, been welcome. That was the first time I was here, so that's what I get from it. It's really good. It's a service.
This project is extremely crucial not only to the visitors but to the volunteers too. The cafe gives visitors a safe space to stay and gifts them with hope that there is help to guide them through this stage of their lives. Volunteers feel strongly about the homeless and are there to do whatever they can do to help tackle this ongoing issue. A threat has been issued to the cafe, which is devastating to somewhere that is attempting to help this national crisis.
We've had some challenges with the lease recently, so there's a possibility we may have to find a new home. And we're just talking to solicitors and the MOD that actually own the land of where we are, and the scouts who own the building. So we're trying to think about how we could continue staying here, or find somewhere else where we can continue, but we're not going to give up.
If the All Night Cafe was to be closed down, because obviously we are under threat of that, my concern is that you're going to have, I feed about 20 people a night, you're going to have them in street doorways, cold, wet,
Crime rate.
Getting ill. Where are they going to go? Because there isn't another project around this area that provides a 7-night-a-week service for free.
And so if you ask if the place goes, well, just really sad. And it's been difficult because they haven't been able to put people up. Church halls and soup kitchens, things like that. And the young people get cared for often. I won't mention names, but there are organisations that help young people, and that's great. But when people are a bit older, it's sort of, they've had their chance, had their time. So here, it's really good, and just pray that the place carries on.
Some visitors arrive at the cafe at the lowest points in their lives, sometimes escorted in by the local authority. However, the cafe welcomes in anyone who needs help, which places the visitor on the road to recovery. Ash is a prime example of how the cafe has literally transformed his life.
Things go pear-shaped when you least expect it. No one's above it. And I was hit with a couple of personal things that happened that forced me onto the street. being on the street. Basically, I developed a nasty habit to certain substances and things like that, and it went from bad to worse. I started stealing to support my habit, getting in trouble with the law a lot. It just went from 15 stone to less than 10 stone. I was emaciated, couldn't walk, I was in and out of jail cells and things like that. My family had filed missing persons reports, so on and so forth. And one day I had a dream that basically kind of forced me to make a choice, and that was, to choose to get well again rather than allow my circumstances to become something that would typically end my life. So I made that decision, and my brother came and fetched me, found me. I was up in a place called Bedford, and didn't recognise me. Nearly drove straight past me. That's how much I'd changed. And got in the car. I was obviously off my face at the time, and pretty much woke up with him trying to find a shelter for me. And we stumbled across the all-night cafe. It was closed down here in Camberley because my children are situated in Berkshire, in Sandhurst, and so it made sense to have me down here. And we found the all-night cafe. I came in. They carried me in, actually. And over a period of 6 weeks, I detoxed myself off stuff. I basically slowly got better.
I think there's a beauty in it. I love it because no one gets paid. Everyone turns up because they love doing what they do. I'm very privileged because of the team. We've got some great people that have been here since the beginning. And just when you get tired, because it is tiring doing nights and doing 7 nights a week, there'll be someone that turns up, or an ambulance will bring somebody, or the police will bring somebody in need, and you realise the reason why we're doing it, and it's because our motto is no one should be hungry and no one should be homeless.
Somewhat a portion of my old life back, but I have myself back, which is, when you say go above and beyond, I think Carol and her team kind of supersede that. That's, you get people who do that on a daily basis without knowing it. These people do it every day because they want to, I'm living proof that it helps.